handle the heat. Yeah. You can handle the heat. Yeah. Out of system, you can handle the heat.
Booyakasha! Welcome back to another episode of If You Can't Handle the Heat. It's your boy G Swizz and the host, joined by me, Jokesy Worsley. Joe, say what's up.
What's up, everybody?
Micah Ma'a.
What's up?
Now, it's not just us three today. We are joined by the master stroker, the four-man legend, the Hermosa Hermit, Shane Stroyke, or Stroke. Welcome,
What's
Shane
up?
boy.
How we doing? Good to be here.
Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Shane Stroyke, Shane Stroyke, I keep mispronouncing that. Sorry.
Literally just told you how to say it 2 minutes ago.
No, not
And
even.
then comes out and says,
Minute
all
ago.
right, Shane Stroke. What the
I
heck?
got
This guy
lost
literally just said strokey.
I got lost on Master Stroker, so I just thought it was Stroke. But for those of you who don't know, watch our latest vlog in the four-man tournament Memorial Day on Hermosa, 16th Street. You'll know the star of the show, Shane Stroyke.
There we go.
He is the star of
exactly.
the show.
Oh, boy.
Exactly.
I don't know about all that.
The vlog is a personal strokey highlight.
Stroke, no. I get
Maybe one too many highlights in there.
You're feeling yourself, but
Oh, yeah.
I gave you a small introduction, but tell the audience here you're tied to the volleyball world and just give a little introduction for yourself.
Well, yeah. Again, I'm the master stroke, Shane Stroyke. So I grew up here in Hermosa, where the four-man took place, and been probably playing in these four-man since I was 10, and known all that whole crew down there at 16th, 21st, all those special spots since I was a little kid. So I've just been a part of that culture my whole life, and it's just, you can't beat it. It's so fun. I love
Yeah.
it so much.
You can't beat it.
National champion as well. Did you?
Two-time natty champ for SCVC. Lost my 14-0, and I was the starting setter for the team in the natty championship game. We got smoked by Balboa, but that was pretty fun.
Watch
too.
the film every day.
Not even close. Can't watch it.
Did
Too
we
competitive for
We
that.
actually, the first time we were introduced to you, I mean, I saw you on SCVC because these were always the top team. But the first time we played against each other, because I coached for Pac Rim, we coached against your team. And that was when I threw a chair, I'm pretty sure, Joe.
Yeah, you guys were the only team that beat us that JOs. We ended up winning the goal. The power pool freaking Pac Rim comes out and beats us in 3. Gage, after the match, just grabs a chair and launches it. So fired up. Still won the gold, though.
Who's on that
Yeah.
team?
Some of the studs, like Clark Godboll, they just won Freshman of the Year at Long Beach. He's a stud. Luke Turner, who plays down here all the time, started for Stanford. Reese Barnett is a backup APA, but will start soon for Santa Barbara. He's behind Randy, but he's a stud. He's on the U20 team.
Okay.
Henry Wedbush, setter from Princeton, goes to Princeton, also on that U20 team, was ranked by Volleyball Mag the #1 setter in the class, like number 4 or something
Air
player in
quotes.
the country.
Air quotes.
He is. I mean, he probably is. It's pretty close. There's a lot of good setters, but
Yeah.
that team,
That's a
that
good
club
team.
team was stacked.
Yeah, that's
we
a
had
good team.
lot
That's a lot
really
of
good
D1
players.
athletes.
Dude, I hate the volleyball mag stuff, dude. What are your thoughts on that? I
Dude.
read that sometimes. I'm like, this is like complete bullshit.
I'm
like,
not
there's no
gonna
way.
lie to you, dude. Like some of the Midwestern Barneys that make the top 25, top 50 on that list is pretty obscene to me. Like the top 10 in my grade, there's like 4 dudes that I've never even heard of, and like their teams just did not perform very well at JOs. Like they all turn into something at college and they go to good programs, but like out of high school, like they're not doing anything that's memorable, at least that I notice.
What were you, Gage?
They put me at 5 for my class.
I think
I
I
still remember
think I was around there.
I was, you were 2.
No?
It was you and TJ.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I
who was
can
second?
guarantee you.
Who was second?
I know. I was
Who was
in
second?
top 3.
No
I was in
idea.
top 3.
It was.
We can go back and look.
All right, for me, it was my class. Listen to this. So Jalen Jasper was number 1.
Okay.
That's
Out
now
of high
Pepperdine.
school, I mean.
Out of high school,
But
okay.
again, another East Coast Midwestern. Like,
Yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, we'll get
Barney.
to that. So Barney.
Barn.
Second was Joel Schneimiller. Very good player from my area as
Very good
well.
player.
Third was Adam Parks, who went to UCLA.
Correct.
Fourth was the USC middle.
Lewis?
Sam Lewis.
Okay.
And then 5 was
the
me.
team, quit the team.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, a lot of these people that like get ranked like
Well-
high, you can tell. I know who's gonna. Well, for
Gage
the
always
most part.
says he knows.
Bro, I
Gage-
know
he
who's
said that
gonna
today.
flake or not.
He said that
You
today.
can. It's easy. It's easy. I mean, what do you think, Shane?
I mean, like a guy like Sam Lewis, just like he's very talented player, but he just didn't seem to improve from his freshman year till whenever he stopped playing. I mean, maybe that's something with USC's whole like program they got rolling there, but I won't speak on that very much. But, they seem to be struggling, to put it mildly.
To say the least.
Yeah, their last good team was like a group of seniors that was all like pretty good. Ended up taking down this guy right here.
That is very true.
When he fought the guy in the crowd.
Yeah, what was that all about? I saw that
We've already
video.
hashed that out. We've already hashed that out.
Yeah, but we have you know the guy that was
No, I
poking the
know.
bear.
I've ran into him.
Yeah, but he knows the guy.
No, I know Weston was there.
Weston was there. I got Weston.
Didn't you punch Weston?
I got Weston. I saw Weston there.
Oh man,
That's right.
Yeah,
Like the Nathan
I'm
Baines?
good buddies with Matt Douglas, so he was telling me a
Ooh,
little former
Dougie's a
USC
good
libero.
buddy of mine,
Yeah,
too.
he's a
Dougie
great
has
dude.
the most gnarly platform I've ever seen. In
Oh
my
yeah,
life.
it is
Just like he's like
yeah.
you're passing
Dougie's got probably the best platform I've ever seen. I mean, Eric Shoji's up there. I would say
No, Doug's
Eric
is
and
just so
Dougie.
straight.
No,
so
really.
high.
It's not
Shoji and
it's crazy.
Dougie.
And
Too bad Dougie just like didn't give a crap
Yeah,
until
he
his
just
senior
That's
year.
just how he is.
that's not what
He's the
happens a
man.
lot.
That's just
I mean,
how
I feel
Dougie
like
is.
a lot of those programs that like aren't doing so well that historically good. USC example and like other ones.
They just
They don't care.
Well, they just like recruiting the guys that aren't like. I mean, they
That's what I'm
recruit guys.
saying.
It seems like the guys that SU recruits are more like into like the whole culture of USC more than like, say, like becoming like all-American stud volleyball players
And winning.
Because the only reason I think that USC like under Nygaard at least has had like even one successful year and gone to the tournament is because like that like group of seniors on that team that was like recruited and was like a very good class at a high school finally like was like, dude, like what are we doing? Like we can't keep losing like this. And so they kind of figured it out that one year, but since then and before that it's been a disaster at SC.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of they recruit a lot of what you call Barneys. What's your opinion on the Midwest?
Dude, here's my honest opinion on the whole matter is that I just like there's just not enough good volleyball out there. Like there's just not enough fucking guys that are like good enough to like make a competitive culture, at least in the men's game, because you see in the women's game, like the Midwest and
The
South.
women are legit.
Dude,
in
they're
the Midwest.
gnarly. Like
They're
my old
Texas girls.
club coach was just went to Nebraska. Tyler Hildebrand,
Mm-hmm.
shout out. He's the man, by the way. But
Yeah.
he just went to Nebraska, and they just did they go to the championship or the semis? They had a good
I don't
year
know,
this
but
year.
they're always legit.
Yeah,
Nebraska
no,
was
the
here.
Midwest. hold it
Nebraska
down.
lost in the Elite Eight this year.
No, but
Oh,
the
they
Midwest
what?
hold it down.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
far.
girls. And like all the girls out here are like committing to Midwest. All the top ones out here are committing to Midwest schools for indoor.
That's so crazy.
Because like it's just different. The guys' game. Back to what I was saying. It's just there's not enough good teams out there.
You're crazy, man.
No, you're good.
There's not enough good teams out there that like produce enough talent, in my opinion. I just don't. And then the guys that do produce are like genuinely weirdos for the normal dudes in the Midwest. Dude,
But there's a lot of funny guys though in the Midwest though.
There's a
There's
lot
a
of
lot
funny
of
guys.
like Chicago guys are the
Chicago
funniest
are
guys.
funny.
Oh yeah, so like I have a buddy, he plays at SC. He's a good dude, like a bit of a partier, great dude. Peter Brown, he's from Chicago. He's super cool.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
Some of those guys, but
Some of
like,
them
for
are
the
funny.
most part, you just get a bunch of like SC, dude. They're
Bunch
not
of
getting.
Barneys.
I'm a big SC guy, in case you can't notice, but they're not getting enough of the elite California talent anymore. Like
Yeah.
the best guys
What
are
do
going to They're going to Long Beach, Hawaii, UCLA, Santa Barbara, pretty much consistently now.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that SB here's how I kind of see the recruiting classes. As Long Beach and SB are getting, obviously after TJ won those, they may not getting the best players for me for Santa Barbara or for SoCal go to Long Beach and SB. UCLA also has been getting a lot of good talent, but I think the guys who pan out and fit the program more go to Long Beach and Santa Barbara and have longer success when it comes to that out of the SoCal guys. mostly.
Yeah, especially like
Yeah.
Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Especially in these this younger generation of kids, like around my age, because you guys are a little older than me, but like the kids that are in my kind of age division, you see like Ben Court, who's a Costa guy that you guys just practiced with today, is like
Yeah, he's legit.
he's like one of the best outsides in that grade. He's been JL's MVP. He could have gone anywhere he wanted. Went to Santa Barbara. They have so many pins coming in every year just because like guys like playing. I mean, California guys like playing at the beach in Santa Barbara, Isla Vista. It's like it's appealing to them.
Yeah,
and so like
Yeah.
that culture, they kind of enjoy it, and it's their volleyball culture and their coach Rick McLaughlin, great coach, and they do. I think they just do a better job of getting guys than the other schools.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they don't have like the flashy. Like you go to other schools and they have like the flashy like objects and gadgets.
Yeah.
Like the nice. Like I remember.
Yeah.
We all. I've seen Santa Barbara's locker room. It's not the nicest. It's like
No.
it's like a PE locker room.
Yeah.
No,
we all
and
go in
gym,
there.
they love that small gym. Like I have a
Yeah.
bunch of friends that are on that team. They say they love playing in that gym they have, Rob, because it's just like no one else knows how to like really play because it's kind of old and
Yeah.
kind of
Everybody hates it.
We were
Everybody hates playing that.
we were playing it this year, and remember, so they had the ball boys, and they had obviously one on Santa Barbara's side, one in the middle, and then one at the end, our end. And this guy was just heckling us. He started barking.
Wait, hold on.
He started barking like we're about to start. Like, what is there? Like a dog at our
Wait,
side?
was he like a Tanner kid with like long hair?
Oh,
You know him?
You're talking about
Yeah, I
you're
probably
talking about the
do.
Maricosta guy? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Sam Collins.
No, it was their backup setter. It was
Oh.
it was their backup libero. I forget. He had longer hair, but they were all barking.
Oh, it was somebody
Dude.
on the team.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
They do the balls?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
no,
of COVID.
Yeah, because of COVID, they had Santa
Oh,
Barbara
I
had
didn't
like
know.
all that. So like my buddies, I have a bunch of buddies on that team now from like my club team and from around here, that all just talk so much crap. Like all they do is just yap.
Dude,
the whole
that's
game.
really good for especially the beach culture. I was just thinking today about like if somebody were to buy the AVP that's like a WWE person
Yeah.
and were to make
Shane
it like
McMahon or Shane McMahon.
but were to make it like a drama, like fighting and like almost like a
How would you fight in the
acting, like-
AVP?
but kinda like
you
an-
get Trevor Crabb to say whatever he
Yeah,
wants.
you just get like them to be, and you like, it's a little scripted, but like a little bit not, and then like, people are just talking trash, but like,
Dude, people.
But it's not
as an
but-
actor.
But you don't have as much control.
Well,
I
no,
mean,
but-
the Globetrotters are the closest. Wrestling, you literally have full control over the body and stuff. I guess the Globetrotters don't, but at the same time, volleyball is different. I feel like you don't have as much control over it.
You don't really need to control who's winning and losing, but
No,
you
but
kind of
like-
are creating these characters and personas.
No, but here's the
that
thing.
people follow along.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing you can do in
Narratives,
volleyball.
right.
Like in volleyball, you can like, because there always in every sport, like, and especially in volleyball, there's certain guys on like the AVP tour that other guys do not like, or
Mhm.
like they like chirp during matches, but like the crowd, like
Who's
fan-
like the most disliked you think on the tour right now?
on the tour right now.
Trevor.
I mean, I think people like Trevor, but I think it's like
But he's like got-
he
yeah, that's
he
very
has
true.
an old school like personality where he's like not
Yeah.
the biggest, not the most athletic, but he just talks a bunch of crap
Yeah.
and like
yeah, that's true.
and he really
He embraces that role.
yeah, and honestly, like people used to like not like him as much, but like I think he's earned a lot of respect, especially recently because he's been doing like really well. Like even though they probably won't make the Olympics, which sucks for him and Try, but
Think they'll ever make it?
Taylor?
Trevor.
No, Trevor's not gonna make it. I mean, Trevor might.
Ever.
Who knows? I don't know. Hopefully, I'm cheering for him. He's a good dude. I've met him multiple times. He coached me back in the day too. But I think like back to what I was saying. I think if you get like Trevor and like guys that do not really like each other on the AVP, because there's always that kind of vibe. If you get them, if you kind of build like a
Yeah, you need to
storyline.
build it and like get people
And
to
you
buy
need to give
into
people
it.
access to like
Right.
see that people actually don't like each other. So if there's like a big match coming up, like
Right.
a semi, and you got Trevor playing like Taylor or something like that, or Trevor playing someone he doesn't particularly like, and there's going to be a lot of chirping and a lot of. It's going to be an exciting match. Like you
Yeah.
get people fan interest to go up a lot,
It-
and I feel like back in the day, at least in like the '80s and stuff, and like when beach especially like doubles
Yeah, it
was
was
at its
popping.
peak.
Yeah.
Like Javi Dodd did not like Smith and Stokely.
Yeah,
And,
no. Still
Smith,
don't.
yeah, do not like him still.
Yeah.
And Smith and Stokey, like this is my dad was like growing up, like they'd like come to Hermosa and like, dude, all the Hermosa guys would just be pulling so hard for Javi Dodd or like Frohoff Ack or like any of those teams and they'd just be heckling St. John and especially
Is it a
Randy.
Manhattan guy? Are they a Manhattan guy?
No, St. John and Randy are
They're up from Santa
they're up-
Monica.
yeah, they're
like,
Santa Monica Barneys. That's another whole
Wait,
story.
so what's a Barney?
It's just someone that don't really like, someone from out of the area who thinks they're the shiz, and try and you do too much. You just kind
A
of
Barney can kind of be anything, is what
It can,
I've kind of picked up on.
you can. That's pretty much.
Is that a Hermosa term?
No, I don't really know the origins of it. I just know it's said a lot down here, and
Yeah.
it's part of the I have no idea where it comes from, but
I thought it was because it was people that like hang out at the beach and do nothing, because they were talking about like barnacles on the pier. Or something, like Barney.
That's actually.
I heard it had come a little bit from that, but it could be for anything.
Yeah,
right?
dude. It's just kind of a name you give certain
Yeah,
people
you just
that
say
you
it.
dislike, and
Like, bro, you're just a Barney.
Barney, dude.
Yeah, you're a Barney.
What about like in Hermosa? We were talking about this the other day about how like 16th Street and like 21st Street, like those people like they don't mix, or like they're super territorial.
It's
in a way.
I know
It's like
exactly
we were
what
like
you're
it's
talking
5
about.
streets, like but people are like will not
No,
associate themselves.
No,
with other,
yeah, there's just these little cliques. Like there's another place down in Redondo, Knob Hill, where
Yeah.
there's some. I like some of the people in that crew, but like you go down to 21st, like Knob Hill's like the devil down there. Like, you
But
can't
some
talk
guys
about it.
mix and match. Like,
Yeah, I know.
what-
Like the younger
Corey,
guys.
even Corey.
Yeah, Panels.
He'll go to Knob Hill.
Yeah, no, he will. He'll go play down there. Weston will. Like a bunch of those guys will. But like,
But it's territorial for sure.
but if you talk to like a guy like CB or like
Yeah.
Landon or like or like Andrew Castigar, who just is kind of like he doesn't play, but he's like kind of a culture guy
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
Always down there. Great dude. But
Great dude.
you talk to those guys and it's like you don't mention Knob Hill or 16th
Where's Knob Hill? What's Knob Hill?
or Chops.
So
It's
there.
like it's down north in like Redondo PV area.
Oh, okay.
And they have a crew down there, but it's a lot softer per se. Like you don't hear the chirping as much. You don't hear the dialogue coming from like you don't get guys like Hav down there.
Yeah.
Like Landon down there saying stuff. That's 21st is kind of I'd say in Hermosa especially, it's like the rated R volleyball, like where like
Yeah.
it's like
it
old
is.
school. Like a lot of guys like to talk a lot of crap down there. Sometimes you get people that get their feelings hurt and stuff. But I enjoy it. It's a pretty good time, and a lot of the guys down there are just great dudes.
That's so.
Big
That-
But
was-
like you're saying, it is very territorial. Like the 21st guys, like during the 4-mans, they all sit like right there, like
Yeah.
on the line and that angle on the far side.
Yeah.
And they all sit there and they're like, Shane, like they were like, Shane, like Chops was like, Shane, you got to sit with us this time. Like you forget your friends. You got to sit with us for the majority of the tournament.
You're one of
I'm
us.
like, all right. Well, they keep
Blood
calling us so like we're pledges,
Pledges.
solstice
Yeah.
pledges.
Wait, are we pledges then?
That's what Chops was calling me and him
Yeah.
a little bit ago.
Yeah, no, well, you guys are like a little older, but for like me and like
But
myself,
we're just as new.
yeah, but you guys are like older and like kind of like have a little more, there's USA players,
Okay,
national.
okay.
We had a national champ in the house. We had some USA players to my left. So you guys are kind of past the pledge thing. Like for us, we're like young kids, so they're treating us as pledges and like pre
Banking you with a paddle.
Oh yeah. Pre
Old
4-man.
school.
We had to go
The
grab
old
all
school
the
hazing.
Yeah, it's like the pre 4-man. So like Chops is like pledges, come here, and like we all had to walk back there and grab all the adult substances for the elders and bring it down to the beach and set it down.
Tar and feather you.
No, yeah, but that
On the
was
way
a good
down,
time.
holding your stuff.
Yeah, so like they just keep calling us solstice. I think it's for the solstice. We're pledging for the solstice, and they said they're gonna line us up for the solstice. We're gonna have to do something. I hope. I don't know what it's
Gonna
gonna
stroke
be.
you.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm pretty excited.
Give me a strokey.
I'm pretty excited.
I'm super fired up for it. That's the truth.
So, can you explain the solstice is though?
Yeah.
So the
The
solstice.
differences between the 4-man we played this weekend.
Okay, so the
Man.
4-man this weekend was the Greg Akatubby Memorial Day 4-man. It's the 17th annual. For Scott Akatubby, who's an AVP legend, like one of the best players in the world for a long period of time. His brother died, and the tournament was made in memorial for him. He's like a great guy, and everyone loved him and stuff. And so they decided to dedicate that tournament to him, to honor him, and hopefully he's watching up there in heaven and enjoying it and just living through that. And so that tournament is for him. And for that tournament, they usually try and get as many people as they want that want to play in as possible, pretty much. So there was like 40 teams this weekend, which is like crazy for a tournament like that.
Nuts that's nuts. For just a random not random, but for a thrown together tournament, it's not like it doesn't have AVP backing it.
No.
But it's 40 teams.
Yeah, but they have sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, they do it.
Yeah.
They do it well.
Yeah, no, they do. Well, yeah, Mark Paul Louis and Kevin Norman, shout out those two great dudes.
Yeah.
They run a tight ship, and they do it really.
Yeah,
they do it right down there, and they're great guys. And so the Solstice, the tournament that's coming up at the end of June or like in the middle of June, it's very like invite only, like very strict, but it's like to play in it, but like anyone can come down and like cruise and hang out and watch and have a great time. But that's kind of like known as like the kickoff of summer. Like, so it's like, this is like a really fun day. Pretty sure they bring down a big Bud Light truck, and they have like I'm pretty sure they have a full bar. Like, it's a very fun time for people that want to have a really good time. And usually you get like so for those thrown like the Greg Ack and the Cinco de Mayo, like you won't normally get like a guy like Tim Hovland or like Mike Dodd. Thanks for letting us use your house, Mike.
We're at Mike's house. He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know Mike. Never mind.
Yeah, great guy.
Great guy.
But like those types of guys, like legends like that, Brian Ivey, who's Olympian, like these guys are gonna play in this. They always play in the Solstice because it's like there's like a group of tournaments that are like they call like the Big Four, like the Big Six, where it's like the biggest tournaments of the year, and so.
Do you know which ones those are?
Yeah.
Or
at least
Six
Calcutta.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, for me at least, like this is what I know for sure. The 6-man is a different thing. It's a different beast. It's not a 4-man, but so like for the 4-mans, it's this tournament, the Solstice coming up.
Which is run at 21st.
21st Street.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Then the Labor Day is like
Right.
that's money.
That pot is huge. That's
like 40.
16.
Yeah,
There was
40,000.
90,000 last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
90,000.
yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
And like dudes, like that tournament, like people won't drink. Like they'll stay sober and like
Yeah.
try and win. Like
Yeah.
that one is like you
Yeah, that's
go
big
out
cash.
and it's usually like
And it's a draw too, right?
yeah, like Brian Cook won it last time against Roy McFarland in the final. It was
Wow.
actually it's a great story actually because Brian Cook like spatched a ball out, like hit it deep. And Roy called his touch. Like Roy's team was already celebrating, and like everyone was running on the court, and Roy's just like calls his touch, and like ended up losing the match, but it earned him so much respect down there because it was for a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
And if that would have happened to the other team, I don't know if they would have called that touch because it was like you couldn't see it that it was a touch, but Roy called it because he's just a good dude. Like, he's just one of those guys.
Dude, Roy's good at beach, huh?
He's he's like a South Bay
Consistent,
guy.
man.
Like he's a South Bay guy. He, those Manhattan Beach, Hermosa guys grew up. They're solid passing, and he's so solid at everything. He's just a super steady. You know what you're gonna get out of him, and
Yeah.
he's a good dude. He's had some great seasons in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
And he's very good. He's a very good 4-man player. He won, and then so back to the Big Four. I was saying. The third one is the C. I'd say for me personally is the C Right, which Roy won actually last year or 2 years ago.
Which street is that? And when is that?
That is on 28th Street in Hermosa, 29th, right down there. That's actually the Sharps host it. So Logan, Gage's teammate, actually won that with Roy a couple years ago. So
He stacks his team. They host.
Yeah.
No.
Logan actually won that with Phil Dahlhauser,
No.
Nick Lucena, and Taylor Crabb. Went ahead and pulled it out.
Yeah, a shocking win, but no, I mean, Annie Seawright runs that one, and their family is like a legendary Hermosa Beach family for like 4 or 5 generations. They've been down here forever and have a lot of respect and credit down here for anything. So that one, and then the Barry Bob is in Manhattan Beach, and that's run by Tim Walmer and Kevin Cleary, who are both again, very respected families, former AVP players that people just support.
Walmer, like Jack Walmer.
Yeah, Jack
He was
Walmer's
AVP?
dad.
He was AVP player?
Tim Walmer was very good. He played with Mike for a couple years or for a
I
year.
didn't even know that.
When is the Barry Bob usually? Like what time?
Barry Bob is usually like in August, like
Okay.
right after. It's usually right after the 6-man, like it's
Okay.
like right after the 6-man, and that one is also like a really good time. And you get like, the special part about that is like you get like this Jim Arico or Geeter, who are like two like MCs of the former AVP, like in its prime days. Like they were the two guys, and they're both just unreal on the mic, just like dialogue and just making it super entertaining. And
You're up
laughing.
next.
Hopefully, we'll see. I mean,
you're up next.
I'm
on the
working
mic.
on it. I'm working on the mic,
Yeah.
trying. But yeah, I mean, those like the solstice is the same way where Geeter is on the mic after his team loses if he's playing. I'd assume he's going to play in that, but he gets on the mic and it's just magic. Like he's unreal.
Kids at Lakers stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he runs the he's like the host for the Spectrum Sports Network Lakers TV show with Big Game James Worthy. That is so cool. He's an unbelievable guy. I don't know if you guys have met him yet.
He
but-
gave us a speech that was like one of the best speeches I've ever heard when I was playing in the 6-man.
yeah,
With Lion Stall.
yeah.
And he came and he gave
Dude,
us like
he-
the gnarliest speech.
He's just that guy. Like
Yeah.
he's Mr. Charisma. He's the man. I was hanging out with
He
him
was so good.
recently because he's buddies with my parents' friends Phil Hammett. We had a 50th birthday for him at my house, and we were just like getting hammered together, like enjoying life and just talking and dialoguing. And he's just literally the coolest guy. Like you can talk to him about anything, and you'll sit down and be locked into a conversation with this guy for like hours. Like you'll be glued to your seat, like listening intently, because the way he's just able to like bring you in and talk to you, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like it's so sick.
That's
I think it's so ironic. So the thing I find ironic is obviously we're from the Bay Area, Northern California, and there's a rivalry between for us, I feel. For me, there was always personally because we had a really, really good team, and we come down here, right, and I hated you SoCal kids. I mean, I hated you
I'd
guys.
assume.
I came down and I was like, I hate every single one of you SoCal guys here. I gave Jack Walmer and Logie so much crap this year for being
no
some
doubt.
SoCal and everything like that. And I want to ask you something about the San Clemente guys too. And I didn't realize how far they were from here. You guys were like, I kind of put you guys all into one pot.
No,
I didn't realize
dude,
that.
So different.
And then but I
And
just
we
remember,
drove there.
Yeah, and then we drove there,
realized-
exactly.
it's like a full
Um,
hour away. Hour and a half.
but like the volleyball community here is just like unreal. Like here we have like our like, it's not one collective unit. Like everyone knows everyone here, and obviously the legends are here, so they've been here forever.
Yeah.
But the new generation mixed with the old generation. We don't have that where we are. We don't have beaches
Yeah,
where we
but
are.
that's new. Like that's
Really?
just like getting started, which is great. Like that our friends, because we used to like be a little intimidated to go down to 21st or 16th or 33rd or any of those spots to play. Dirty turd, yeah. Any of those spots to play, because we were just like young kids. Like we were like 17 at the time, and like, you know, it was intimidating. But like once like I knew a bunch of guys down there because of my dad and stuff, so I kind of would set up stuff for like my friends to play. And like at this summer, like starting like recently, like we were just like, look, like we can go, like now that we're in college, like these guys aren't gonna like freak out on us coming down and stuff. And it just is kind of working really good. Like it's just great. to,
You guys
like,
are
play
playing
with.
almost every day. That's the other
Yeah,
thing.
no, we play all the
So
time.
you guys are
and like
always
saying.
out there.
Yeah.
and like you can
that's
tell
why-
like some of our hitters, like especially like the good ones that are like in our like my grade or the grade above, like are competing and like doing really well. Like my buddy Luke Turner is playing at Stanford, played against Micah in the Cinco in the quarters. He's gotten like so solid on the beat. He's always been solid, but like you could just tell like playing against those guys, like maybe he doesn't have the biggest arm, but he just knows where to put the ball now, like deep and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
spots. And you can just tell like these young kids, like, because they used to like kind of like think, oh, these kids aren't as good as us and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Like, so like they'd be all arrogant, and like we'd go down there and like we beat them. We were like running 21st Street Court a couple times recently, and they were like, whoa, like these guys are kind of pretty good. And so we just started earning respect like that. And I got a text today from CB, like, inviting me to the Solstice. He's like, welcome to the big leagues. Like, so, like, that
That's
was
sick.
pretty cool. Like,
That's big time.
yeah, so, like, that kind of stuff, like, that's been fun, just kind of getting, like, my crew and, like, the guys that I'm friends with down there. And that's, that like I said, that's pretty new. Like, that wasn't the case, like, a year or two ago. But, like, you kind of see that, like, with the 8, like, it happens, like, pretty consistently where, like, the guys that come back from their first year at college will, like, have the confidence to go down to 21st and, like, hang out with those guys. Like, and I get, like, in NorCal, it's maybe not that way. And I don't...
There's just not as much... First of all, it's not as much talent. So if you're good, like, you're going to play with that person in the area no matter how old you are. And there's not a lot. There's, like, for example, our 21st, we have no, oh, we're territorial. It's like, there's not enough good players. And, like, we play at, like, parks and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, so it's just, like... It's like, if you're good, you're part of, like, a 4 or 5 man squad in the area or something like that. And you get the invite or whatever. But there's no, like, 17 or something like that. Because there's just not, first of all, it'd be like, what park crew are you from? First of all, it wouldn't be a street thing. And then it would just be like, there's just not enough talent.
Well, I mean, that's what's so great about growing up on the beach, that even guys that aren't, like, the greatest indoor players that are just so solid on the beach, just freakishly good on the beach and just grow up playing. Like, you get guys that are, like me, for example. Like, I'm not, like, built to play volleyball whatsoever. I'm an offensive lineman, but I can, like, play a little bit just from, like, playing growing up and a little bit of club ball. But, like, you get guys like that down here that just kind of grew up in it, and they're just solid enough and good enough players and have good energy and just come out and play all the time and want to play and have fun, and just kind of created this culture of volleyball that's pretty cool down here. And it's a pretty tight-knit community too. Like everyone's saying, like, everyone knows each other, which is, like, pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's super cool.
What about the San Clemente kids? Oh, no, were you saying something?
No, I was just gonna say, we're talking a lot about our tournaments. We got to give a quick shout out. We got to take this weekend. We were playing a tournament and Micah won it. I don't know if you guys saw. You guys saw the vlog. Good job. We got to shout out that.
Check out the vlog.
Check out the
Gage
vlog.
did incredible.
It was a crazy long day.
Gage's edits next level.
It was a crazy long day. We had.
And Shayna was a star of it.
Shayna was a star.
You'll see. If you don't believe me, you'll actually see it, then you'll believe me.
And we have to give a quick shout out the Dr. Price's Vitamins, who is a huge sponsor for us this summer, and a lot of the stuff we're doing, the trip that we're going to be going on, taking off in a few weeks. They are a sponsor of that, and they are supplying us with a bunch of supplements. If you guys see us around, Shayna, we got to get you hooked up with some. You got to try some stuff.
Some Vites.
If you like electrolytes, we use these a lot. They helped a bunch this past weekend.
Don't scoop too much in there.
Yeah, don't
One
scoop too
scoop.
much.
One scoop.
I put 6 scoops
They
in my
taste
first
super good.
and
Dude,
they're tiny
what?
scoops.
They
Tiny
taste.
scoops.
They taste super good.
They're strong.
Oh, I know.
So good, though.
And these help a lot. We've had people reach out to us, and everybody who's tried them loves them. Like, loves how they taste, love how they feel. The other thing is Slunks. You guys know we have our custom Slunks.
They don't see this.
Slunkies.
We have to give a huge shout out to them. We're rocking them all weekend. They're great material, great
Yeah, the
just for
material's
everything.
sick.
We're going to be restocking those. People have asked. We're going to be restocking those. We're going to be opening up international shipping soon. And then last, our newest sponsor, Short Court Volleyball. It's a net system that's being designed. And it's really cool. Obviously, you guys know we love short court. It's a huge part of our game. We're going to be releasing some more content on that. So huge shout out to them for everything that they've helped us with. And let's get back to it. Yeah.
Newport boys. They all, first of all, Joe pointed this out. They're like, or someone pointed it out, Jake, maybe it was you. They all look the same. They all got the
Oh,
flow.
I
I
didn't in the
say
middle,
that.
the
Or
blonde. No.
Yeah.
The Newport kids, all of those frickers down there. Those
All those Barneys.
Well,
Is there a
no,
name you guys-
we
what do you call
love.
'em?
I mean,
What do you call 'em?
I mean, those guys, you can't really call them Barneys because they're beach guys and they kind of grew up in that culture. But like, we like them. Like some of those guys in my grade are like on our 6-man team, but like we played that their like club team Balboa. Like we played them in 3 JO's finals from 14s to 18s. Went 2-1 against those motherfuckers. So.
Whatever.
We're gonna beat them 18s here too, but they like those guys. They all have the middle part, the blonde
Yep.
middle part, and they all are like white and pretty tan. Oh, dude, they're all like the same person too. It's so funny. Like there's no difference in any of those guys. And it's just weird. It's very strange. Like you go down and you play Newport Harbor. Like you guys will see at the Costa Newport final this weekend for high school. It's a big deal in California.
Yeah.
The final for CIF, but Like, dude, their whole team looks, and their whole student section, like, you can't even tell, like, one kid apart from the other. They all look exactly the same. It's pretty weird. It's just the. It's
Imagine
just
being
the
libero
bunch of-
tracker. Just
No, dude, the libero is literally the Newport libero. Like, you'll enjoy this. Literally looks like the most Newport Harbor kid like you could ever see. In your
They're gonna
life.
go to the game. I think they're gonna.
We'll be at the game.
You
We'll
guys
be at the
film
game.
it?
We'll be at the game
Film
on
some of it.
we're not gonna bring a camera in there because they
No,
probably
you
have
can't.
rights.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, they probably have
We
rights.
can't.
No.
We'll have our phones or
I think
something.
If you go like all the contract stuff,
Dude,
be
you
careful.
can't like.
Do
I
we
mean,
we
I
live
feel
stream?
like parents are
Dude,
always
we
recording
live
their
streamed.
kids.
well, yeah, that's allowed, but like they don't.
Yeah,
And they
post
put it up on freaking YouTube.
Yeah, but like
Are you talking
you
about the
guys are
Diego?
like a.
I don't know. I'm talking about just
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, but this is
How do
different.
parents do that?
I don't know. They probably gotta get some right from the team or something like
Yeah,
that.
No way.
I mean,
You know?
you guys know Avery, so you guys could probably. I mean, Avery's
Yeah.
so nice. You guys
Yeah,
could probably-
If
Avery's
you go
just
in the
nice
student
as-
section,
Dude,
are they gonna have student section?
we have jerseys.
Even with Corona, they're gonna like.
Yeah.
Micah,
We-
hey,
so-
show your jersey. That I'll be wearing one of these.
We actually practiced with Maricosta today.
made a vlog about it.
That's pretty sweet.
Okay, stop. Is it their old jersey?
The big 3-7.
Oh, that's your new one.
That's
No, those are their new ones. Yeah, I know all
Newport.
those kids. No, but the
Noobs.
new
I don't even
noobs,
know what I'm doing.
Noobs took down my high school in the semis, and we were
Loyola?
the Loyola Cubs. We were undefeated. Ended up doing a bit of a choke job down there. We struggle down there. Their gym, that Newport Harbor
Yeah, it's
gym.
tight, huh?
Yeah, it's super small, and they
Yeah.
have a really low ceiling with like a bunch of hanging lights. So like our guys would be like digging balls and be into the ceiling, and the ball would bounce one way. Our guys would be running the other way, and they just played super solid. They're not the biggest team. They're like it's like a bunch of Joes out there playing ball, a
Yeah.
bunch of undersized
feet.
6-footers that are just super
whole
solid.
team of 6-footers.
Yeah, like actually, like their middles are like 6'3". Like they're tiny. They're super
Wow.
small, but they're like
Quick.
super just like good. I mean, down
Good
there,
ball control.
good ball, really good ball control, and they missed maybe like 2 or 3 serves the whole match. They were ripping their jump serves in the court, playing insane. And Loyola pulled a bit of a choke job. Loyola has 7 D1 guys on their team. Newport has
Jesus.
1. And they
Really?
blew it. Loyola completely blew it. Yeah. 7. Loyola has 4 D1 pins. So they run a 6-2 because they have so many pins that are D1. And both their middles are going D1. The only guy on their team that isn't going D1 is their libero.
Staying in Newport for the rest of his life.
No,
No,
that's for
Loyola.
Loyola. This is for Loyola.
Oh shoot!
Newport's only got one.
Newport has 1 guy, and he's a libero commit, and he's playing outside for him. And
Dude,
he killed Loyola. This guy is like
What's his
6'1".
name?
I don't know his name, actually. I'm pretty sure he's going to
Barney.
Pepperdine.
Dude, if you're a team that's like that good, and you like, would you just like try to get everybody on the court? Is that the best way to manage that? Like, if you run a 6-2 and just dump all your talent, try to get it all.
Well, that's
like that.
what
I don't
they
know if
did. That's what Loyola did this year, and it was working. They were undefeated. They beat
Okay.
Newport earlier this year. They beat up on Costa, which is the biggest rivalry game in all of high school volleyball, in my
Mhm.
personal opinion.
Yeah,
Loyola
yeah,
Costa
big
game.
time.
And so Loyola was doing everything right, and then they just went down there, and Newport let in a bunch of their students. They all stand like right on the
Yeah.
floor, and they talk a lot of trash and find out some personal information on some of the opposing team's
Have you ever done
players. No, I've been there. I witnessed it. We were up 2-0. My junior year, we were up 2-0 on Newport down there when they were the number 1 team in the country. Hadn't lost a game.
Is that Pender?
No, it was the year after. It was
Okay.
Joe Carlos
Okay,
and
okay.
Dane Chalmers. They're back
Yeah,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
Barrow. Was barking at you guys probably. Him, and he was there outside then, and we were up 2-0, and their crowd, a bunch of kids just ran, like 40 kids just showed up randomly and were just rowdy probably.
What's the gnarliest thing?
I mean, they'd just be saying some stuff that I just do not want to repeat about some of our players, and it really rattled us, and we ended up
It
getting
really rattled.
we
us.
ended up getting reverse swept, and it wasn't even close. It was like,
reverse sweat.
yeah, it was like 25-15, 25-17, like 15-5. Like
They were all in the library, in the computer library, just researching. The
That's
first
Yeah.
2 sets, they're like, all right, look this guy. Up.
40 kids.
All right, look this guy. Look
Yeah.
this guy. Up. Look. Okay, write it down. Write it down.
No, dude,
We're gonna be there just in time.
Yeah, and like, so you go down there, and like, so for example, Costa already played him down there and got swept. Like, they got smoked down there. But then Costa played him at home and killed him, swept him. So it's weird. Like, Newport at home is like unbeatable, but on the road, they're above average, obviously, because they're in the
Yeah.
finals. But they're like, they got killed by Loyola at Loyola. They got killed by Costa at Costa. They go and play both those teams at home, and they killed them both times. Complete different game. Completely destroyed them.
That's
But in
crazy.
this finals at Costa, so I think Costa's going to win. And I think Costa's the more talented team. But we'll see. I mean, Newport just beat the best team, in my opinion, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Newport's on fire, so.
Playoffs, baby. Playoffs at any level is always fun to watch. So we'll be there. We'll be there. Costa, Newport, big rival.
Maybe
are
they'll
they rivals
sneak
too?
in.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
pretty much like the whole, like Loyola is not in the South Bay. It's in Los Angeles. It's a private school.
Yeah.
But like their whole squad is pretty much South Bay or Palisades guys.
Okay.
So like we're like, at least in my point of view, I despise Costa. Like despise them, but I despise them less than I despise Newport. So I'm rooting on for my friends on the Costa team, and like I'd assume most of the Loyola guys will be cheering for Costa because we like actually like those guys. Like,
Yeah.
Newport guys, we don't know them as well, and there's a little bit of a L.A., Los Angeles, Orange County.
Yeah.
I don't know, beef in volleyball, just like the L.A.
Yeah.
Northern California beef, but so we're definitely pulling for Costa. At least I am.
You named we talked about. I want to kind of because I didn't realize how big or how many different counties and how split it was. Like I said, I just put you guys SoCal guys all into one pot, and my hate was true for all you. So it
Yeah.
was equal. Don't worry. But I want to kind of go down the list of what you kind of think of each, or off the top of my head of each county. We already talked about the Barneys in the Midwest. I want to kind of go down to, you talked about was it 949? Was it Newport area? Just a bunch
Newport
of same
area.
guys.
I mean, they're just all like
And
the
then-
same human being, and they're all just like rich white dudes with freaking middle parts, blonde hair, and they just love to party, love to play volleyball. That's their culture.
What about Santa Barbara?
I know a couple guys that are. I mean, the Santa Barbara guy, like the team, they're pretty well known for being a bit of. They rage pretty hard. It seems like they're fun dudes, but like the players like that are from Santa Barbara, like Will Rotman. He's one of our friends, but he's a little mentally fragile sometimes on the volleyball court. So like some of those guys, like the Rotman family, especially, like they have a couple. Like their dad Dave was an Olympian, and Will is a stud at Stanford, one of their best guys, and then I think it's Alex. I don't know the youngest name, but he's really good. I think he just got offered by UCLA or something. But those Santa Barbara guys tend to have a little more of a temper to them, a little more spice in them.
Caliente.
Yeah, they get a little fiery. They sometimes freak out if things aren't going their way.
What about San Diego?
San Diego dudes, I'd categorize those guys as Barneys. They're
Why is that?
they're just strange birds. I don't know. They're maybe too close to Mexico or something. You just don't know. I don't know. I mean, the San Diego, I don't know like a lot of those guys personally, but we used to this one club team down there, Epic. We used to play all the time, and every single tournament, like my SUVC team would just always beat them in the quarterfinals of every tournament. Like every SoCal tournament, JOs, like no matter what, we'd always find a way. Like our team would always beat them, and they'd be so mad. Like every time they'd be like, God darn it, we got to play SCVC again. And every single time it'd be like a complete beatdown. Like it wouldn't even be close. We felt bad because they would like beat a bunch of good teams, and they'd just run into us, and it'd just be their tournament was over. Like, and so that's kind of how we look at those guys down there in San Diego.
Last
They're
one.
little fleas. We kind of bat them away.
Last one. What do you think about Northern California?
Honestly, like, I feel like you guys treat it more as a rivalry than we do.
That's fair.
I mean, like in my age, like, there's not a lot of great NorCal teams.
Right.
Like, when you guys were playing, like, your team, Pac Rim, that team was filthy. Like, you guys were sick. Pat, Micah, Gage, Joe, freaking Jordan Ewart, right? Yeah, that team was
Jordan.
good.
We had like 5. I remember in college we had 5 All-Americans. Like 3 or 4 of us first team.
Yeah, that's
Senior
so
year.
cool.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so your team was so good. You guys were sick, and like, so back then I feel like it was definitely like, especially just your team in general, like it was probably like more gnarly, but like at least for our like age division, it kind of petered out. Like we lost we lost to Pac Rim my 17s year, but other than that, I don't remember ever losing to a NorCal team ever, even like 14s.
Yeah.
So, but like, you know, there's still always a rivalry there. Like you want to beat the team out of we usually would treat like out of area teams, like out of the SoCal area, like with our coaches always, Tyler Hildebrand always preached to treat every team with respect, no matter what. Like, don't go out there and slack. And so, like, if we're playing a team that we think we're supposed to kill, like, we should go out there and beat them 25-2. Like, we shouldn't show any mercy. Like, just that's the ultimate way of treating them with respect, is to give your full effort. So, like, every time we'd play, like, a team not from SoCal, like a Pac Rim or a team like that, we'd always try our hardest, and even if they weren't, like, particularly great teams. But, like, your guys' Pac Rim team beat us, so... But other than that, like, we pretty much killed every out of area team.
Fair enough. Should we answer some questions?
Yeah, let's crank out some questions. We got a bunch here on our Instagram. We always miss them. We always say this. If we missed it, it wasn't because we didn't like it or anything. We just, like, have so many. We try to screenshot and answer as many as possible. So just resend it, and we'll get it on sometime. But I got one here from Shamuel Gill. Everybody can answer this. How did you choose your jersey number?
Gage.
I think I was 6 years old when I started, so I chose 6.
Okay.
Because I remember when I was 10, I had to change my number again for 1 year. And I was 10 years old, so I chose 10. So that's pretty much
Pretty
it.
basic, quick maths.
Quick maths.
So for me, I chose my SCVC. I joined the SCVC team when I was 14, and my favorite number was 5 because my favorite athlete was Reggie Bush.
Oh,
And so I tried to get 5, but a kid already had it that had already been on the team since 12, so I just chose 4. So 4 was the next number, and I chose 4. That was my number.
Is that oh yeah, that's not your football number.
No,
that's
my
not
football
legal.
number, I got 79 in high school because my dad wore that.
Okay.
And then in college, I was given the number 65 at Wake
Oh, I
Forest.
think I'd say 69. I was like,
That would have been sick.
4 numbers away from greatness.
I was hoping for 69, but I don't think
Barely.
Wake Forest allows people to wear 69.
School.
Are there schools that, like, don't allow that?
Yeah, I have not seen
I
a
don't think you
player
can-
on Wake Forest wear
No, you
69.
can't. You cannot have that. You cannot.
Is it for, like, the reason? Or
I'd assume. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's-
come on. Like,
yeah.
you could, like...
but it's definitely
It's for
because
that
people,
reason.
and like even in high school, you know, the guys that are wearing, like my buddy wore 69, they're just absolute goofballs. Let them wear that number.
Yeah,
Like,
no doubt.
That guy right there.
I chose 13 for a lot of reasons. When I was super young, 13 is my favorite number because all my siblings have M. We're all MM, as our initials, and M's the 13th letter in the alphabet. And then I'm the one boy, and I have 3 sisters, so that was 13. And then, but what started it was that everyone said 13 was an unlucky number. And I was just like a dumb kid that wanted to prove people wrong all the time. So I
Still
chose
are.
it.
going deep.
I chose that
Jeez.
because of that.
Intimate.
So I have no idea why I chose it, but since the very beginning, on any team that I've ever been
I'm
in,
always number 1.
number 1, all the way, there's a couple teams where we didn't have it. We were just assigned a number for, like, U19 national team, whatever.
Yeah.
But any team I could have a choice, I chose number 1, and it was always available. Even Hawaii, in Friedrichshafen. This is the first year. Next year, the libero at the new club has the number 1. I'll be the new number first time I have a new number since I was 7 years old,
Jesus.
and I'm
Which
number
is?
16 for Joe Montana. That's my name, Joe Montana. I don't know if people, my middle name is Montana.
Shout out NorCal.
Yeah, exactly.
Bam.
So that was good. Good question. Zach Lucero, do you think a team of top tier NBA players would win a game or two in a mid-level pro volleyball league off athleticism alone?
No chance.
Absolutely not.
No.
No, I don't think they'd even be able to receive,
What if?
let alone set. We brought in a guy in high school that he was about like 6'6" and like extremely athletic, and we brought him in and he couldn't even hit the ball like at all.
Clean, yeah.
Dude,
Hitting hard is
volleyball-
not about strength in a certain way.
So what if they had like a one of the top setters in the world? That was the second end of that question.
Still no.
No. They wouldn't be
Yeah, I
able to
think
pass
no
the
too.
ball.
Yeah, this guy wouldn't. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, people don't give volleyball the credit it deserves in terms of being a difficulty. Like,
Mhm.
once you learn how to play, pretty much anyone can, like, go out there and do the simple stuff. But, like, it's incredibly difficult to learn how to pass set, hit a volleyball properly. Like takes time. It's not just something you can pick up in like a day or like just walk off the street and be able to do unless you're some freak.
That's true. This is a long one. This is I was there, but you guys were witnesses to this. This is from Charlie Wellens. So when I was watching,
a good essay.
So when I was watching the whole Charlie Wade Alex Sniped incident in Hawaii and hearing Charlie say, "Deal with it, it's home court advantage," or something like that, I couldn't help but think at the time, not only BYU, where Sean Homestead asked the fans to stop what they were doing, even when the representative of Long Beach made sure the fans calmed down in the Pyramid and National Championship match, a much bigger match than the one in this one in April in Hawaii. In each two incidents, both Sean and the Long Beach representative could have said it's home court advantage, deal with it, but they handle it with class. So do you think it's hypocritical of Charlie to have this reaction? I know he's y'all's coach, so you may want to tread lightly, but I guess it's your own show and it's called If You Can't Handle Heat for a reason.
Yeah, that's actually interesting because I will say, and I like, Charlie was my head coach, so I support him, but I will say Charlie also complains about opposing fans at the same way that the Long Beach was, I'm sure. And so it was just kind of like in the moment, and I guess it's a little hypocritical if you think about it. But
it's competitive.
Yeah, exactly. In the moment when it gets competitive, like Long Beach and Hawaii, I know they hate each other. The coaches do not like each other. So it's just like in the moment he just said, and for sure it's hypocritical. Like if you look at it from like taking a step back, but for sure.
Gage, you were there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, hypocritical. I mean, but at the same time, that's also, like I said, if
But
one
Charlie complains.
yeah,
about
exactly.
this. Charlie complains.
Yeah,
about the same
so
stuff
it's
on the
fine.
road.
Yeah, but why would you expect Charlie to act in a different way? Like,
Yeah.
You know how you guys played for him.
Exactly.
Like I've only heard stories, but like it
Yeah.
seems like he's just extremely like a competitive, like hard-nosed
Like,
coach in general, and
Like
and is going to
everything
do
is
anything possible for his team to win. So like,
Yeah.
and especially if he doesn't like another team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which is good. Like in a head coach, I mean, I'd way rather be that than anything else.
Yeah.
Bit of a firecracker.
I don't know. Obviously, a lot of people have issues with him. I think that's
Do
pretty.
you love him?
I think that's pretty open. Yeah, I don't think it's like shocker. Even he knows it.
I mean, he's the type of guy where if you have him on your team, you love him. It's like a Draymond Green effect. If you don't have him on your team, you probably don't like him.
Yeah, but yeah, he's rubbed guys the wrong way too.
Oh, I'd assume so.
He's striking the.
But I mean, he's built a program now. Like the one thing he has done, which he's done a really good job, is putting the pieces around him to make them like super successful. The UH program right now.
Milon does all the coaching.
Oh,
If you can't.
that's true. I'm no longer on the team, so you can say whatever you want. I mean, you could have said it no matter what you want. I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not gonna comment on that.
They're gonna have to turn it up for that one. That was said very quietly.
Don't worry, it'll be turned up. Just blast.
Zoom in on Shane. Just turn up the audio.
Quote dialogue and everything.
Just right.
We'll go one more question.
Last one.
One more question here. Andrew Carpole. We get asked this a lot. With Micah, what's the deal with like Micah at VNL and why you're not
that's
at
true.
VNL and on the roster? We've
What's
got
the
that
thing with
DM
the
a lot.
USA and Vietnam? I mean, everyone's been asking about that.
Gosh, it's a lot of stuff.
Just keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple.
I think you have a simple answer.
I would say I chose to kind of have a little bit more fun. Yeah, that's the most simplest way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't like my favorite environment, and realized that playing with the Worsleys and playing with guys like Shano, Fours on the beach, and playing in the Memorial Day, like after I played in that, I just realized like, yeah, this is definitely the right decision for me. And like playing that kind of volleyball is why I started playing volleyball. And what I love about volleyball is like those kind of tournaments, and as fun as like competing at that highest level is. Yeah, and I might be back. So I mean, it's nothing like I might go back, but for this summer, it just felt right to be with the boys and like be with my
Enjoy it.
girlfriend and family. And my sister's got kids now, so I wanted to see them. And it's a taxing lifestyle to be on that team. It's extremely taxing. We've gotten not a lot of time off.
And you see that, like, even, like, with younger guys, like, younger than you, like, guys that would rather in their summer and their off time of college, like, instead of going to play for, like, a U20 or a U21 or any of those teams, like, come and just would much rather play four-man or just hang out with the boys or see their friends and do that kind of stuff. Because I know friends like my buddy Clark, who's just finished his Long Beach season, is going straight to the USA team, like not even like hanging out with us at all. He can't. And he's locked into that program. Like he wants to do that, so that's great for him. But there's other guys I know, won't name names because, but they turned down USA and would rather come out here to the beach and enjoy life, playing four-mans and just kind of live, let's see their friends, see their families, and enjoy their off time. So I respect that decision completely.
I think also once you like experience different things and you can
Yeah.
then you can have a better perspective on it. Like once you go and we've been
Big
overseas
time.
a couple of years, been in the mix with like growing up with the USA program, you kind of see like what you need to do to make sure that you're the most successful and balanced in life. I think that's the most important thing, is that you're balanced in life. But to wrap it up, Gage, really quickly, should we run through the events we're going to be at this summer?
Yeah. So for the tour, I mean, you're gonna know more. I'm gonna try and go down the list. You correct me if I'm wrong. So Shano, I know we talked about this with you. The events that we're going to the biggest grass tournaments in the nation. At first, we weren't gonna go to Pottstown, but we are gonna go to Pottstown. We're playing the triples. Pottstown. We leave the 22nd.
Playing the triples, yeah. We want to get as many people. We want to get that event going. They just opened up triples a couple of years ago, and part of the whole thing with them is that we want to get that going for them. They want to get it going for them. We know it's not the premier event, but we'll be around the first day of doubles to shoot content, but we're not playing the doubles because we have to now get to Kansas City directly after that. We're going to be going to USA Volleyball Junior Nationals and shooting media there. And then we'll be going directly up to Waupaca, as you all know. I think we've said that now. And then we'll be going from there to go play the following weekend in Spike Fest in Dallas, Texas. And then we'll be getting over to South Carolina to play in the Crown. And then we'll be back for the 6-man and Smack Fest the following weekend to close out everything, which is the big closeout for us.
Barn Fest.
and that'll close out kind of our summer tour. We have clinics. We have a couple more we're going to be announcing throughout there. Those are the events we're playing in. We want to see everybody there. We want to come. We want to meet you guys. We have a bunch of people writing us all the time. Come to the events. You guys can come on the tour. Literally just come to all the events that we go to. That'd be so sick. But we're super, super excited for it.
Just cruise, man.
Yeah.
Get them a little cheering section. Get the boys some fans.
Well, yeah.
So they can win all these.
Yeah, we'll just get a
tournaments.
caravan. What if we just caravan? It's a huge caravan.
A love
Everybody
bus.
Love
Out of
bus.
system love bus. Get some fans.
You don't even want to know what goes on the back of that. Oh, man.
And lastly, we want to thank our sponsors, Slunks, Dr. Price's Vitamins, and Short Court Volleyball. You guys are awesome, and you guys really provide exactly what we need for this summer. So you guys are awesome. Please go check out. We have all the links always in our videos, in our bios, social media. Go check out. It's really great stuff. We wouldn't partner with anybody that we wouldn't want to be associated with. So please check it out. They're great. If you want information on these electrolytes, like I said, hit us up. We'll have it in the bio. We'll have it down in the description.
All right. Boys.
Thanks, Shane.
Thank you, Shane.
First of all,
It was a pleasure, guys. Hopefully we'll do it again.
Dude, he's going to be on a lot of content for us this summer.
We got to get him on an out of system. We got to get him in an out of system sometime.
Dude, we've been talking about getting out Shane in the out of system in some way, so it's got to be a conversation maybe. Only if he wants to, but it's got to be. We've been having conversations.
That would be pretty fun.
It'll be a good time. Boys, always a pleasure hopping on the pod with you. Shano, again, thanks so much for coming on the pod. Again, you'll see him a lot more. Just remember, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the damn kitchen. It's been another episode presented by Out of System.